Welcome to Season 2 of the Shekina Meditation Podcast, created by community members and friends of Shekina Garden in Pai, Thailand. Shekina communities are dedicated to creating free devotional spaces of Christian practice for spiritual seekers and travelers around the world. We post Christ-centered guided meditation each week to help you in your personal or small group practice. You can find episode show notes and other information at shekinacommunity.com. Hi friends, it's Ray. And I'm sitting here with my friend Ro.
Hello.
We are at Shekina Garden and we're having a late rain and it is so rainy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cold. And so we're a bit shivery, but we're going to have hot chai in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
We're very excited about it.
We're so used to rainy weather when it's hot that when it's rainy weather and cold, we're very confused.
Yeah. And we ride motorbikes, so we get very wet and very cold.
Even with jackets, there's really no getting away from it.
It's season 2, episode 99 of the podcast.
Woo!
And as always, our patrons, you guys, you are the ones who are supporting this podcast. We're raising money to keep our community running, and your patronage is part of the way that we do that. So if you'd like to join the little group of patrons who throw in a few dollars to more than a few dollars a month, you can find us at patreon.com/Shekina Meditation Podcast, and you can support us there.
And there's lots of other ways that you can support us if financially is not the way for you right now. You could rate and review us on iTunes. You could share the podcast some other way, like put it up on your Instagram or your Facebook. You can like and subscribe on YouTube. You could send it through a little message to a friend or a family member, someone that you think might enjoy it or be curious about it or would like to try meditation in the Christ tradition, meditation on the Bible. Maybe it's something new for them, or maybe they have a long-standing walk with God and they'd like to try a different way of connecting with the Bible. All these different ways really help just getting this little podcast out there into the world, and it really helps us as well feel appreciated and like we're with you on this journey. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Today's episode is Lectio Divina on Romans 11 verses 33 to 36 with Ro. First, Ro will offer you some exercises to help you find quiet readiness for meditation. Second, there will be lots of space between verses as she reads them slowly for your own contemplation, your own imaginings or meditation. And third, we recommend that you spend some time processing your meditation. So you can do that if you're by yourself. You could do that by drawing or writing something down, maybe making a little voice note or taking a walk to reflect on what you've been meditating on. If you're with others, we recommend having a little talking circle by passing a talking stick or stone around the circle and hearing from everyone, just really listening to each person's experience. Let's begin.
Let's begin by finding a tall, comfortable seat. Our spine's long, our crown reaching up. Settling ourselves down into stillness. That might mean a few stretches or wriggles. I like to turn circles with our shoulders. Take a little twist, whatever movement feels good to settle our bodies down into a still pose that we can hold for a little while. We don't need to remain still for the whole meditation, but to start with, it's nice to find a moment of stillness. We are welcomed here by the Divine Presence. We make this Rangoli, this circle of colorful flowers in the middle of our space, as a welcome to God, to the Spirit. And we also are welcomed. So in whatever way we're coming this morning, however we're doing, we're welcome. God welcomes us. As we find stillness in the body, let's turn our attention to our breath. Letting our breath just come in and out of our body naturally. Not controlling it, but just noticing, paying attention. Feeling the movement of our bodies, noticing the rhythm of our breath. And let's turn our attention now to our thoughts. It's normal for all different sorts of thoughts to come into our minds when we still our bodies, slow down. We're going to take a moment to acknowledge what's happening in our minds this morning, kindly. And notice the thoughts that are coming, ideas, worries, concerns, memories or plans, conversations. We might like to imagine that our thoughts are like clouds. We're looking up into the sky and we can see the clouds passing by, coming into our field of vision. We can notice the size and the shape and the number of them. But then they're passing again. They pass out of our field of vision, moving away. Let's take a moment to notice what they are, what's taking up space in our minds. And then purposefully letting them float past, letting them move away, out of sight. It's okay if they come back. We just purposefully again let them move past, move away. We might find that our body tenses or slumps as we're thinking and noticing our thoughts. Let's relax our bodies again. Draw our spine up nice and tall and long. Let our shoulders relax and our jaw relax. Come back to our breath again. Let's now allow all the clouds to float all the way out of our field of vision so that all that is above us is a clear sky. We're making a clear space for meditation, for concentration, contemplation. And in this clear space, we might like to welcome the divine again. Perhaps opening our palms upward on our knees or in our lap, or saying a silent prayer. Perhaps asking the divine to speak to us. Our words for today's Lectio Divina are from Romans 11, verses 33 to 36. I'm going to read through these verses several times, with plenty of space, some questions along the way. For this first reading, you might like to look out for a phrase or a word that stands out to you above the rest. Perhaps asking the divine to show you something from these words today. Oh, the depth of the riches and wisdom and knowledge of God. How unsearchable are his judgments, and how inscrutable his ways. For who has known the mind of the Lord, or who has been his counselor? Or who has given a gift to him that he might be repaid? For from him, and through him, and to him are all things. To him be glory forever. Amen. For the second reading through of this passage, I'll read each verse 2 times with some silence in between. I invite us to play with these words, to look for images or memories. We can approach these words like a child, play with them, see what comes up for us. We might like to again invite the divine to use these words to speak to us. Perhaps asking God, what do I need to hear today? Oh, the depth of the riches and wisdom and knowledge of God. Oh, the depth of the riches and wisdom and knowledge of God. How unsearchable are his judgments. and how inscrutable his ways. How unsearchable are his judgments, and how inscrutable his ways. For who has known the mind of the Lord, or who has been his counselor? For who has known the mind of the Lord, or who has been his counselor? Or who has given a gift to him that he might be repaid? Or who has given a gift to him that he might be repaid? For from him, and through him, and to him are all things. To him be glory forever. Amen. For from him, and through him, and to him are all things. To him be glory forever. Amen. For the final reading of these verses, we might like to again be looking for a phrase or word that stands out for us. Perhaps asking God again, what do you have for me? Why do I need to hear this today? And perhaps offering back to God a response to these words, to your experience this morning. God already knows our hearts. Nothing we can say will surprise God. This is an opportunity for us to be honest, to have some response back to what's been heard this morning. I'll read one final time and then leave a few minutes of silence for this. Oh, the depth of the riches and wisdom and knowledge of God. How unsearchable are his judgments and how inscrutable his ways. For who has known the mind of the Lord, or who has been his counselor? Or who has given a gift to him that he might be repaid? For from him and through him and to him are all things. To him be glory forever. Amen. Let's slowly and gently begin to bring ourselves back from this meditative space, back into the company of others. You might like to take a few deep breaths. Being gentle with ourselves as we come back to our bodies, back to the here and now. When we're ready, we can share in our talking circle. We'll know that we're ready when we're all seated with our eyes open again.
Thank you for joining today. There will be a new guided meditation available each week, so don't forget to subscribe to iTunes or sign up for our newsletter to get podcasts delivered to your inbox at www.shekinacommunity.com/podcast newsletter. Also, you can rate or review on iTunes or sign up as a patron at patreon.com/Shekina Meditation Podcast. Have a beautiful week. Many blessings to you.